Hey YouTube, what's up? I'm Davies. Today I'm going to talk about Powerslide Zoom 100s. Okay, so I've had these skates now for about a year. They're my first pair of Troy skates. I did use the Kaiser Trimax frames on my UST 7s and then also my Razor SLs as well. And they're really good and stuff, but the issue I found with riding those was, I can't do tricks. The boot was just too wide, so these were a perfect sort of transfer because they're quite narrow. And ironically as well, the day I got these, they actually got delivered to me. I was my first time back to ice hockey as well. I did it once a year because of money and stuff. But and the weight between those skates and my skates were almost the same, so it was quite a good transfer from going aggressive to try skating to ice skating. So that was really cool. Okay, so what specs? These skates have 100mm wheels. These aren't the stock wheels that came, these are brand new ones I bought a couple of days ago. The actual stock wheels are black, but they're still 100mm, that's the highest they go. You could put smaller wheels on, but I think they're probably better with the 100mm wheels. So the skates come with a basic MyFit liner, comes with a carriage strap, system where the toes can stretch to almost have two sizes, heat moldable as well, so you can then jump off the skates from the get-go. Also comes with these good pads as well, protects your ankles. I think all my fit liners come with that. The ones I bought had. Okay, so now I can go into the strap-in system. There's 3 points to this. You've got the cuff first off. Very basic, plastic and stuff. So the next point of strapping yourself in is on the top of your foot here. You have this lever which does two jobs. It clicks yourself in. And then if you want to release, you press the button just here. And the strap should come down loose. At first I did find this thing a little bit confusing to work and I was actually going to take it off, but when I did start using it, wow, did I just feel so much more in control and more safer. Because these skates are like that much more taller than my actual original aggressives. So any sort of security and control and comfort I need is the better really. So yeah, this is really good. And the third point of strapping in is of course the lace as well. Has 7 eyelets, goes quite high up to the cuff, so you're very secure. I've noticed as well it's all around this area here as well, which is great because whenever I'm sort of pumping and skating around and stuff, my foot is always moving around, and there's nothing worse skating than feeling that bit quite loose. So I mean, I have the laces a little bit more looser compared to the other straps, but in all, I do feel very safe and secure whilst riding these. So next on to the boot itself. The actual boot in general is very hard. The cuff is slightly more softer, but I suppose they have to have it a bit more softer so it can have more flex on keeping stuff nice and tight. If you also notice as well, this boot is also shaped very much like the Throne or the Sway boots as well for USD or Powerslide. So even though the boot is quite hard, it's very lightweight, which is great for when you're tri skating. Aggressive skating, I like having a bit more of a heavier boot so I land the right way up. With tri skating, I like to just cruise around town and stuff. I don't like do many big fancy tricks, so I don't want anything too heavy, especially going uphill. Now I'm a size 10 in boot and shoe size. My personal preference with these is I've had to downsize to a size 9. For me, I've always found USD and Powerslide skates have always been a bit generous in their sizes and boots. So, but with the size 9 for this, I felt really snug, very secure again as well. I didn't feel my feet slipping around as much compared to my 7s. That was probably the biggest thing I've ever moved in around in. But if you're always unsure on what size to get, you can always ask your supplier, and they can point in the right direction. Now, our next thing is a Trinity adapter, which is this thing here. It's a pretty cool device and it's a wicked idea. I love it. What it is used for is, if you can see here, there's a bit of a hill. where you can convert skates into a choice skate, such as USD sways, anything with a bit of a hill on it and stuff. It will turn most skates into a choice skate or a USV setup. So not only can you use this adapter to put on different skates as well, it also has a really good 3-point system, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3. What that is used for is, you know, on your aggressive skates or whatever, you've only got just the 2 bolts for your frames. Well, it works the same sort of way as this, except from it's got an extra one, however you look at it. And it uses the rule of the triangle, where you know how like a triangle is probably the strongest sort of shape or object. I'm not too sure, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. Well, it's using that sort of method, and the idea around that is it gives you better control, better power, and more stability whilst you're skating, because you're not wobbling around as much, because you're more connected to your boot. Well, the frame is more connected to the boot. Next up, you have the very basic aluminium cast Powerslide frame with the 3-point system as well, so you could then theoretically use this and adapt on other skates too. It's very, very lightweight and durable, and with this frame, for me, I'm probably like a total beginner. I'm fairly technically a beginner on tri skates anyway, but I've never ridden anything that has like just one bolt. So inside the bolt, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's very, I don't know if you can see inside the bolt, it's quite deep, probably 3/4 of the way. I think it's about that far down. You can feed anarchy all the way down there. I think that's a really good idea, because you're not going to round off the bolt, you're not going to round off your tools, and I think it makes changing the wheels or tightening them up much more quicker, and I think that's much more better than having to round off your bolts all the time and your tools. So yeah, I like that. That's really, really good. Okay, so that's the basic specs of the skate. What do I think? Well, I've had this for a year and I love them. I think they're really, really good skates. At first I was a bit skeptical, mainly because of the sizing. I thought, oh no, my feet can be crammed up or anything. But you know what? They're really, really nice skates. They're quite comfortable. I can easily spend a whole day in them. I mean, they're lightweight. Frames are really good. I love the buckling system. Even has a strap on it as well for easy carrying. My favourite part on the skate has definitely got to be this thing here. I just love the cranking noise, this and that. I know, whenever I crank it up before going for a skate and I hear that, it just gets me, I know it probably sounds really weird, but it just kind of gets me juiced, like thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be a good day just for hearing the, you know what I mean? The boot was also very, very cheap as well, stupidly cheap. I mean, I think, we're talking about a year ago now, so I probably spent 150 quid on this. And I've had so much fun. I've used these skating to work, skating around town just for pleasure and stuff. One more pro is just skating these in general. They're just such a delight. Like, I have so much speed and power going through anything, whether it's cobblestones, wooden like planks, grass. Going through fresh tarmac is like the best. But oh my god, like I get so much speed on these downhill as well. Oh, it's just quick. Everything's just so flowy and smooth. I have found doing 180s and 360s in these can be quite strange, because obviously the wheel's like a big fan. But oh wow, I really like these skates. They're really, really good fun. And I hope to skate these in days to come. Another thing I do really like as well is the tri-adapter. I haven't tried the tri-adapter on anything yet. I do want to put some SUV frames on these eventually. I mean, who knows? I mean, I still do have my USC 7s upstairs, so I might put the tri-adapter on those, but they're a bit too big on me, so I might just keep them just on here until another opportunity arises maybe. So cons for the skate. There's definitely more pros than cons to this. Now with me, I like to customise my skates or even just repair them when things go wrong, as I like things to last much longer. But with these, the cuff bolts there, as you can see, you can't take them off. So if someone were to have your skates, or they got warped, or I don't know, something happened, I fear I won't be able to skate them again, because obviously you need one of the most important bits of the skate is the cuff to protect your ankle. So that's a bit of a bummer, but we haven't got that bridge yet, so fingers crossed these skates last me a while. Another one is personal preference again for me, is the tongue. Now, right now when the skate is all tied up and stuff and no one's in it, it looks totally fine. But when I'm skating in it, for some particular reason, the tongue will come all the way up here. And to me, I think that just looks a bit weird. I mean, it doesn't affect my performance at all. I don't know, I just like short tongues, probably because I'm riding crown liners, and the liners, those are quite low cut stuff. But then again, personal preference. I would put my crown liners in, but they're a bit too big for these skates, and I have crown feet. Right guys, that's the review for my Powerslide Zoom 100s. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, I massively appreciate it. And until next time guys, I'm Max Davies. Peace.